Then we can see the story. Okay, here we go. So, Luke William Wonderpants. When young Luke William Wonderpants came to my house, he was quiet and shy, like a cute little mouse. Luke had gorgeous blue eyes and a cute cheeky face, and he giggled and wiggled all over the place. Luke announced he was hungry and wanted a snack, so I left for a moment. But when I came back, he was stood at the window and pointing. He cried, "I can see a big bunny. He's standing outside." I stared hard where Luke pointed, but saw nothing there, and I laughed as I tousled his strawberry blonde hair. As he slurped from his juice box and sucked at his thumb, he looked up at the window and cried for his mum. "She'll be back in a twinkle," I said with a smile. "Blow your nose, dry your eyes, and let's play for a while." As Luke loudly protested, he seemed very sure. I suggested we quietly creep to the door. When I peeked through the letterbox, to my surprise, right there staring at me were two sparkly, bright eyes. Can you see them? I drew back in amazement. It couldn't have been. It was surely just my own reflection I'd seen. Then I took a deep breath and I unlocked the door, which I opened a sliver and then a bit more. There was nobody out there, nothing I could see. Luke was making up stories. He'd almost fooled me. I suggested we play in the sunshine outside, so we went to the garden and Luke ran to hide. As I covered my eyes and counted to 10, he went into the greenhouse and came out again. Then I heard him call, "Please do not open them yet. I was under the table, but it was too wet." When I'd waited a while, I called, "Ready or not, here I come. Am I cold? Am I warm? Am I hot?" I looked all round the garden, but still couldn't see. Where could Luke William Wonderpants possibly be? I looked under the flower pots, down by the shed, and then inside the play tent, and in the dog's bed. I searched all of the bushes and up in the tree, but could not find Luke anywhere. Oh dearie me. I called out, "Will you give me just one little clue? For I've looked high and low and I cannot find you." It was then I heard giggling somewhere below. So I knelt down to see, and well, what do you know? Luke had toppled inside of a hole in the ground where he'd sat for some time without making a sound. "Well, hello, little man. That's a great place to hide. Is there room for one more? May I please come inside?" I wonder who he's talking to. "I was trying to follow the bunny I saw," said poor Luke rather sadly, his eyes to the floor. He was brown with a little bow tie which was green and the fluffiest tail that I have ever seen. He was holding a basket of eggs from the coop and he left behind lots of cool jelly bean poop. Then, before I had time to protest, little Luke stuffed a load in his mouth and I thought he might puke. Oh! But he grinned and I heaved a huge sigh of relief as he munched on the beans and did not come to grief. Yummy strawberry, orange, and lemon and lime. When I chew them, there's a different flavour each time. He then offered a handful to me. I declined. "Won't you have one? There's plenty. I really don't mind." Somewhat nervous, I tried one. It tasted so nice. When he gave me another, I didn't think twice. There was peach and banana and mango and pear. Even orange and passion fruit flavour was there. Who's getting hungry? As we cuddled together and feasted on beans, something moved in the bushes right next to my greens. "Are you coming?" a voice said. I haven't all day. There'll be plenty left over when work's out the way. From the blackberry thicket, with hardly a sound, came a bunny who frantically stomped on the ground. There's just 3 days till Easter and so much to do, though it's doable now because I have found you. Before I had a moment to think what to say, Luke had offered to help. We can come straight away. In the blink of an eye, we were falling at speed, and I gasped as Luke shouted, I think I just peed. It felt ever so strange and took ever so long, and I started to think that things all might go wrong. But then, just as it seemed, we were both lost for good. We came down to a stop in a leafy green wood. Overhead, little chicks carried nests filled with sweets, whilst some lambs pulling carts gathered up other treats. All around us were eggplants, like I'd never seen, and a river of chocolate which flowed in between. It was sunny and warm with a hint of a breeze, which blew softly and tickled the leaves on the trees. But it all seemed peculiar. How could it be? For this sort of thing never did happen to me. I saw mountains of ice cream as high as the sky, and small, fluffy marshmallow clouds drifted on by. As I sat open-mouthed, Luke jumped up with a cry, and he pointed to something way up in the sky. While I squinted and shaded my eyes from the sun as the object came closer, Luke started to run. It was Bunny on board a huge hot air balloon. He was waving and whistling, though quite out of tune. Oh my gosh, can you see him? He cried out, Master Wonderpants, hurry, come on. I have lost all my Easter eggs. Yes, they're all gone. I wonder who's had them. I was so sure I'd left them all safe in the store, but I think I forgot to lock up the front door. Now they're gone, and the children will never believe, like if Santa forgot to show up on Christmas Eve. Oh. We can help you to find them, said Luke. Now let's go. Bunny, I'll look up high whilst you search down low. We checked all of the crannies and nooks in the wood. We looked all of the places we possibly could. As the hours passed by, still no eggs had been found, though we searched high above and looked deep underground. As poor Bunny slumped sadly, his head hung in shame, all at once Luke excitedly called out his name. Hopping off to investigate, guess what he saw? All his eggs in a net 50 feet off the floor. We all sat down quite puzzled, but very relieved that the eggs were all safe and could now be retrieved. Well, we must have dozed off then, but swiftly awoke, feeling hot, and I could have sworn I could smell smoke. In the distance, we heard the most terrible roar, unlike anything we had heard ever before. I scooped Luke and the bunny up, one in each arm, then ran quickly to safety and tried to stay calm. We sought refuge inside of a huge hidden cave and then huddled together as Luke said, "Be brave." Then the ground started trembling as footsteps outside thundered closer to where we were trying to hide. Who has taken my babies? Who's stolen my eggs? When I find you, a voice whined, I'll tear off your legs. Wait a minute, they're my eggs, the bunny replied, and before I could stop him, he hopped right outside. Face to face with a humongous dragon he came. Then they both started shouting and portioning blame. That's enough, Luke insisted. Stop arguing now, for we haven't much time left to figure out how we can get all these Easter eggs where they should be. So you both need to come help my nanny and me. Luke tells them. Oh, wow. It turned out that the dragon had suffered a bump, for on top of her head was a very big lump. When she'd woken, the dragon was very confused, and she'd wondered inside the cave Bunny now used. But instead of her dragon eggs, chocolate she'd found, and proceeded to hide it way up off the ground. I'm so sorry, the dragon said. I was so sure that those bright coloured eggs were my babies for sure. Did she? Or did she think it was the chocolate? We must not waste a second. We have to be quick, called out Bunny to all of the lambs and the chicks. All the children are waiting with mouths open wide to find all of the eggs which you're going to hide. Now we'd better be going. There's no time to lose. But before we set off, it's your turn to choose. First, Luke chose one for himself and then one for me, which he promised he'd save till he'd eaten his tea. Dragon nodded and smiled and wished Bunny the best, and then feeling much better, went home to her nest. As we said our goodbyes, Bunny smiled and he said, will you both do one thing before you go to bed? As you search for the eggs that I leave you each time, know I'm always your friend and you're always mine. And the burst of bright colours I bring you with love comes from rainbows in heaven sent down from above. Take your time to enjoy life. Be quick to forgive. Make the most of each day for as long as you live. But for now, you must leave my job for... but for now, you must leave for my job here is done. Happy Easter to both of you. Hope you had fun. So farewell, Master Wonderpants. See you next year. I will come back again and we'll meet up right here. Then we both climbed aboard the balloon, feeling tired, but excited and ever so slightly inspired. Bunny waved as he wiped a small tear from his eye, and I cuddled Luke close as we flew through the sky. With a wink and a nod, Bunny vanished from sight as we headed back home to see Mummy that night. In the blink of an eye, we were back at my house. Luke was speechless for once and as quiet as a mouse. As I hugged Luke at bedtime and gave him a kiss, reaching into his pocket, he smiled. Look at this. I saw 2 little dragon eggs there in his hand, which he'd saved from our visit to Easter Egg Land. The end. Wow. Did everybody enjoy Luke William Wonderpants?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely amazing. Luke, how did you feel going to find the eggs and meeting the dragon and the bunny?
Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant.
I like the dragon.
You like the dragon the best? The dragon is your favourite character?
Yeah.
Yes. Did anybody else like the dragon? Give me a thumbs up or a wave if you like the dragon.
I like the bunny better because he gives me chocolate.
Oh, yes. Bring in all that chocolate. Fantastic. Did everybody enjoy it? Yes, it was fantastic, wasn't it? What an absolute adventure that Luke went on. Absolutely brilliant. And they saved the eggs in the end. Fancy the dragon thinking that it was its baby's eggs. Do you think that the dragon really did think it was her baby's eggs, or do you think the dragon was hoping to keep the chocolate? I think so. I think so too. But phew, Luke and the Easter Bunny to the rescue. Fantastic. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, do you know what, children? You were all amazing listening to that then, weren't you? Do you know what? It's been a long time since I've read a story like that, because my girls are older now. They don't like to sit and listen to mommy reading stories at bedtime. So I really, really enjoyed reading that to you. Thanks for listening. Oh, you know what? We've got to ask Tamsin some questions now as well. Has anybody got any questions for Tamsin? Because I want to know what made her think about writing this story. Tamsin, what gave you the inspiration to write this story?
I actually like Easter pretty much as I like Christmas. I think it's so much fun. And I love the meaning of Easter, which is about new beginnings and things being born. And it's the beginning of spring and the world's getting warm and colourful again. And I just love that. And Luke is one of my favourite people in the entire universe. And I know he likes chocolate and I know he likes adventures. And I just wanted to write a really cool story that had all of those things in it.
Fabulous, Luke. And do you think it has? Do you think it's done everything that Tamsin wanted, Luke?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's really colourful, like Tamsin just mentioned about being colourful, hasn't she? And it's such a lovely illustrated story as well, isn't it?
I've got one thing to tell about my character.
Talk to us. Tell us all about Luke William Wonderpants.
I think you got my hair wrong a little bit.
Why is it wrong? What do you think was wrong with it?
It's a little bit. My hair is a little bit dark, and that's like a little bit lighter.
Do you think that's maybe because your hair's changed since Tamsin got the book published?
Yeah.
I think maybe your hair's got a little bit darker because you've grown up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Children, has anybody else got any questions they'd like to ask Tamsin or Luke? It's fine if you haven't. You can just say, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Harley, would you like to ask something? Do you want to unmute yourself? Make sure you mute. What would you like to ask, Harley?
Are you gonna read another book again?
Not today, but that's one of our exciting things. Sorry, one of our exciting things to tell you is that Tamsin and I are going to be having a regular story time, aren't we, Tamsin?
We are, yeah.
So you'll be able to hear some more stories that Tamsin has written, because she's an actual real life. She's there on my screen. She's an actual real life author, and she's written lots of lovely stories, and you can find them all on Cangleford Knock, can't they, Tamsin? And you are on Facebook, and you are on YouTube, and are you on Instagram?
Yes, and Twitter.
And Twitter, so we can find her on lots of different places online. So that is amazing. So would you like to tune in when we do another story time, boys and girls?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fab. And we'll get to meet some more of Tamsin's amazing characters, because there's some amazing characters, isn't there, Tamsin?
There is. I can't wait to share them with you, because there is definitely one that Luke knows quite well, who lives in his house.
Baby Stroffelotter.
Phoebe Stroffelot. Tamsin, how many characters have you got all together in your story so far?
Oh my goodness. I've got fairies in the books that I wrote when I started writing. So there's about 15 of them. Oh, wow. There's a whole tribe of them. There's loads of them. And there's Luke and there's Phoebe. And there is a lovely monster that I cannot wait to share with you called Thingamy Doodah What's-It. He's awesome. You're going to love him.
He sounds amazing, doesn't he? And my next question to Tamsin was going to be, is there something that you are working on at the moment? Is there another book coming soon?
There are a couple of things I'm working on at the moment. I'm working on a book called The Nightmare Neighbours. And it's kind of a little bit of a mixture of the Twits and George's Marvellous Medicine. Because one of my favourite writers when I was your age, guys, was Roald Dahl. And he wrote some of the funniest, most awesome books ever. And I've done a book called The Nightmare Neighbors, and it's about this horrendously horrible family that move in next door to this little girl, and it's how she deals with living next door to them and what happens, and it's a really cool one. I can't wait to share it.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. I can't wait. Will I be able to read that one, Tamsin, when that comes out?
Absolutely. You will get the
fantastic.
world exclusive.
Ooh, exciting. There's another little friend that's just come to say hello, boys and girls. You can see the Easter Bunny. Does anybody know who this is?
No.
Mia knows who this is, don't you, Mia? This is Gloria. Gloria's my friend that sometimes helps with our sessions when we're learning. Mia, doesn't she? She pops to say hello. She likes to be very nosy. Did you like that story, Gloria? Oh, yes, she did, very much. Hi, Luke. She says hi.
The Easter Bunny would like to know if Gloria is free for dinner next week.
Yeah, if you want to, yes. She likes chocolate, don't you? Will there be any chocolate left, boys and girls?
And jelly beans?
Jelly beans. Oh, she's heard about the jelly beans. Oh, my word. Well, boys and girls, I've heard that, Tamsin, you've been a little bit busy and you've maybe got an activity that you're going to share after our story session today. Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to pop it on your page?
What I have already put it there. I'm way ahead of you. There is a video on my Facebook page on Cangleford Knock, and it's got the top 10 ideas of activities and crafts to do for Easter weekend. So if it's cold or it's rainy or you just don't feel like going outside or you're stuck at home, then take a look, and you need really easy things that'll be around the house, and you can make loads of cool stuff. And hopefully eat lots of chocolate as well. I think that's a must on Easter weekend. Lots of chocolate.
Definitely. Give us a thumbs up if you're going to eat too much chocolate. Yeah. Too much chocolate.
Chocolate for me. 2 times extra chocolate for me.
Mia's got some already. Put your thumbs up if you are going to share some chocolate with mums and dads or carers at home. No. Oh, my word.
What do you mean, no?
No. Even the Easter Bunny isn't going to share with you, Tamsin.
Please.
Oh, my gosh. That's terrible, isn't it?
No. He said all right then.
Okay. I think we'll sort you out as well. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Right then, boys and girls. Thank you all for joining us, and let's say a big thank you. And should we do a round of applause for Luke? Do a round of applause for Luke being a superstar. Thanks for joining us, Luke. Luke, next time I see you, I need a selfie and an autograph. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you charge?
No.
No, that's all right then. I'll get it in while you're still a minor celebrity, shall I? Fantastic. Boys and girls, thank you all for joining us. Tamsin, do you want to share any more news? Have you got anything that you want to let the boys and girls know?
I would just like to say thank you so much to everybody who's come on and joined us today. And thank you all so much for everyone who buys my books and supports me, and also who supports Mrs. B, because she's wonderful, isn't she? Yes, we like Mrs. B very much.
Yeah, thank you.
She's awesome.
Thank you.
So yeah, we'll keep you posted about when we're going to read another story. Definitely. And what else we're going to be up to, because we've got lots of really cool plans for this year. So yeah, we'll keep you posted, and we'll see you all again soon.
Thanks everybody.
Easter Bunny's got to go now, because he's got to go and do egg things.
Oh, it's so exciting.
He said he's got to get cracking.
Yeah. It's excellent, isn't it?
So,
crack
Easter
on.
Bunny's going to say goodbye.
And thanks, Tamsin. Can we give Tamsin a thumbs up, everybody? Thank you. Bye. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Tamsin.
Woohoo. How was that, Luke?